Hello, my name is Will Cullen. I represent Kinetic Quest Wellness, and this is Gabriel the Dove. Gabriel the Dove, I have several FIs with her on my YouTube already and on my Facebook. She is a 10-year-old dove who suffers from some issues in her left hips. And I'll see if we can observe that in walking. Come on, Gabriel, go for a little walk. Come on. Come on. It's not as pronounced as it used to be, but when I first got Gabriel many, many years ago, she couldn't fly and she had a difficult time walking with one leg or the other. When she did fly, she could only do so by flying downwards. She couldn't fly in an upward trajectory. And there were a lot of other effects to her life too, socially, sexually. And so I've been working with her on and off for really most of my Feldenkrais training. Come here, baby. We do very hands-on work very closely. One of the nice things about working with doves or birds or anything this small is that I can get a sense of trying to get all of her in my hands at once. At the moment, I have her spine on the one side and I have her feet down here. And if you notice the way that she's standing on me at the moment, she's very clearly on her right foot with most of her weight, and her left foot is hovering somehow a little bit. Even as she's lying, her left foot takes less weight. And this is because it's a less comfortable place for her. She doesn't feel as supported on her left side. And you can even see her left wing is the thing that will shake in discomforted situations. So a lot of what I do with Gabriel is to do with her knee and her hip. And looking at how those things can be supported. So in much the same way as I do with FI, I'm trying to support her hip joint and her knee more or less fully in my hand. And if I do it wrong, if she doesn't feel supported, if she feels constrained, she'll move away. I need to provide just enough support that she feels safe and not so much that she feels invaded. There. When we're there, and begin super small circles with her hip joint. And there's circles of the hip joint with my fingers, stabilized over her right side. Just asking her to notice that her hip joint has mobility, that her knee knows something about her hip joint. Then I do a bit of a reference movement, shifting her over to her left a little bit to see what her ability is to tolerate that. Now, because she's showing me very clearly this shivering wing, Gabriel and I have been in relationship for a very long time. So I'm sensing that maybe there's actually something that she needs help with on that left wing. I'm just coming in to see what I can see. And what I'm looking at is connectivity of this arm, quote unquote, into this shoulder, quote unquote. Ability for this shoulder, quote unquote, to come to and away from her spine. An ability for her shoulder to glide across her ribcage. There's not a lot happening on the left, but there is some happening there. I'm going to come over to her right side now, where I can sense a lot more happening with her shoulder. A lot more freedom of movement towards her spine. A lot more freedom of movement towards her right foot. Her left foot from up here is really out of the picture. Feels like she's doing her best to kind of ignore it. And with this thumb, I can start to find the back of her, where her tail starts. Find the right side of her tail with her right shoulder. I can start, see if I can show you better from this angle. I find the right side of her shoulder. I find the right side of her tail. And start. Finally, there it is. She just found her left foot. So her left foot just pressed really strongly into me. And she's breathing differently now. She's breathing much more deeply as soon as she discovered her left foot down there. You can feel it. You can feel that as I'm moving this right side of her shoulder, she has a different experience of her left foot. She's pushing into her left foot in a very different way. Now, to come back to the left shoulder, I think I might have to change hands. Oh, I think I might have to change hands so that I can still find her tail with my left. So changing hands, looking at this shaky left shoulder. Once again, seeking to find the shoulder. This one, it's like she's spooked. So I'm providing a bit more support under the rib cage as I'm going with this one. In the hopes that that will make it easier for her. Okay, baby. We're okay. It's okay. Gabriel, it's okay. We're okay. Wow. There's a lot of discomfort with that shoulder. So, being that that's the case, I'm not going to work with it. Instead, I'm going to see if maybe there's a way through. Okay, the chicken. It's okay. Through her breastbone. I can feel her foot here. I can feel the one shoulder. Finding her left shoulder is hard. Because it's a scary place for her. This is most of what I do with Gabriel. She's a bit more sensitive than Kirby, and she requires more rests. She requires shorter FIs. And so I have to make sure that everything I do with her is as meaningful and as intentional as I can make it, because she won't tolerate much for long. She is very tolerant for a bird. There we go. So if I come along the outside ridge of her wing and I work along her spine, she'll tolerate that. And she'll allow me to work with her shoulder in that orientation. That giving her some effects. No, back there. Very nicer place for your shoulder, don't you think? So I at least managed to find a place that wouldn't make her shoulder shake. And that was my main goal. So there we go. We have a less shaky left shoulder. We have a left foot that feels like it's more there. And when I do this reference movement with her again, I can begin to show her that. And now, let's have a look at her in walking again. Here. Not bad. Still could use some improvement, but not bad. Gabriel here. Gabriel. Gabriel here. Gabriel here. Okay, so targeting for my little chicken still needs some work. And that's Gabriel. That's probably all she's going to let me do for you today. If you enjoyed this, if you enjoy watching me work with animals, watching me work with people, then please subscribe to me on YouTube, check me out on Facebook, and head to www.kineticquest.ca and pick up your free movement quest. I have movement quests online as well as movement quests in person in Vernon, British Columbia, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Please join us. We really look forward to adventuring with you. Thanks.